My name is Noah. I am 35 years old. I am telling this story because I made a quiet mistake that stayed with me for a long time. I did not shout. I did not run. I only stayed silent. And that silence changed my life. I lived a simple life then. I woke up early. I made coffee in a small mug with a chip on the side. I sat at my kitchen table and looked at my phone. I checked my bank app. I checked my email. I checked the time. Every day felt the same. I worked as an office assistant. I filed papers. I answered short emails. I smiled when people passed my desk. When work ended, I walked home. I ate something easy. I slept early. My life was calm. My life was empty. I was married during that time. Her name was Clara. On paper, she was my wife. In real life, she felt like a visitor who stayed too long. We shared a house. We shared a last name. We did not share much else. We did not fight. We did not laugh much either. We lived side by side like two people waiting for a bus that never came. We met through a friend of a friend. The meeting was fast. The talks were short. Clara spoke clearly. She spoke about plans. She spoke about time. She did not speak about feelings. I did not notice this at first. I was lonely. I wanted a change. When she asked me if I wanted to marry her, she did it in a simple way. She said it would be good for both of us. She said we could help each other. I said yes. The marriage was not built on love. It was built on need. I needed someone. She needed something else. I did not ask what. I did not want to know. I told myself that feelings could grow later. I told myself many things. I believed them because I wanted to. After the wedding, things did not change. Clara stayed polite. She stayed distant. She used her phone often. She traveled alone. She asked many questions about money, about laws, about time limits. I felt strange, but I stayed quiet. I told myself that every marriage is different. I told myself not to be weak. Her mother visited us often. Her name was Ellen. She was calm. She watched more than she spoke. When she looked at me, I felt seen. Not in a kind way, not in a cruel way, just seen. She drank tea slowly. She asked me about work. She asked me about my health. She did not ask about love. I thought she was just careful. At home, Clara and I had rules. We kept separate accounts. We paid bills on time. We ate together sometimes. We slept in the same bed, but far apart. Our hands did not touch. Our eyes did not meet for long. It felt safe. It also felt wrong. I felt like I was acting in a play without knowing the story. Months passed. Then a year passed. I started to feel heavy inside. I woke up tired. I stared at the ceiling. I felt a small pain in my chest that had no name. I tried to talk to Clara once. I asked her if she was happy. She said happiness was not important. She said stability was important. I nodded. I did not ask more. One evening, I came home early. Clara was on the phone. She did not hear me. She spoke in a low voice. She spoke about dates. She spoke about steps. She spoke about divorce. I froze. I stood near the door. My heart beat fast. She laughed softly. It was not a warm laugh. It was sharp. When she saw me, she stopped. She smiled. She said it was just a friend. I believed her because I was afraid not to. After that day, I watched more. I noticed papers. I noticed notes. I noticed how she marked days on the calendar. I noticed how she asked me to sign things without reading. I noticed how she pushed me to keep my records clean. A truth started to form in my mind, slow and clear. This marriage was not a mistake. It was a plan. I felt stupid. I felt used. I felt angry, but I did not show it. I kept going to work. I kept making coffee. I kept answering emails. Inside, I felt small. I thought about leaving. I thought about speaking, but my voice stayed inside my chest. One afternoon, Ellen came to visit again. Clara was out. Ellen sat at the table with me. She held her cup with both hands. She looked at me for a long time. Then she said my name. She said it softly. She said, "Noah, you are a kind man." I waited. She said, "You were never meant to be her husband." My mouth went dry. I asked what she meant. Ellen did not rush. She told me she knew from start. She knew why her daughter married me. She knew about the plan. She knew about the end. She said she did not stop it because her daughter was an adult. She said she watched instead. She said she watched me. I asked her why she was telling me now. Ellen said the time was close. She said the papers were almost ready. She said she wanted me to know that I was not blind. I was chosen. That word hurt more than the truth. Chosen to be used. Chosen to be quiet. I felt tears in my eyes, but they did not fall. I asked Ellen what I should do. She shook her head. She said it was my choice. She stood up. She put her hand on my shoulder. It was warm. It was real. She said, "You deserve a life that is honest." Then she left. I sat alone at the table for a long time. The room felt still. The clock sounded loud. I thought about my days. I thought about my silence. I thought about how easy it was to disappear inside my own life. I understood something then. The worst part was not the scam. The worst part was that I let myself stay. When Clara came home that night, I looked at her. I really looked. She looked back. Her eyes were calm. She asked me what was for dinner. I said nothing. I told her I knew. I told her I knew about the plan. My voice was steady. I surprised myself. Clara did not cry. She did not shout. She sighed. She sat down. She said it was nothing personal. She said, "I agreed to the marriage." She said, "I signed the papers." She said, "This was just how things worked." I felt a deep sadness, but also a strange peace. We talked for a long time. Not about love, about facts, about dates, about what will happen next. I listened. I asked questions. For the first time, I was present. I was not hiding inside myself. The divorce came quietly. There was no drama, no raised voices, just signatures and stamps. Clara left the house with her boxes. She did not look back. Ellen sent me a short message later. She wished me well. I did not answer. I did not feel angry at her. I felt done. After everything ended, my life became quiet again. But it was a different quiet. I still woke up early. I still made coffee. I still went to work. But I felt my body again. I felt my breath. I felt the chair under me. I felt real. I started to read in the evenings. I started to walk after work. I started to notice small things. The sound of steps, the light on the wall, the feeling of air on my face. These things mattered. Now sometimes I thought about the marriage. I did not hate Clara. I did not hate Ellen. I saw them clearly. I also saw myself. I saw a man who stayed because staying felt easier than speaking. I did not judge him. I understood him. One day I met someone new. We talked, we laughed a little. I did not rush. I did not promise. I listened to my own feelings. If something felt wrong, I paused. If something felt right, I stayed. I moved slowly. I was not afraid of being alone anymore. Now, when I think back, I know this. I was not the wrong husband. She was the wrong wife for the life I wanted, and I was the wrong man for my own truth at that time. But people can change. My life did not become perfect. It became honest. And honesty feels lighter than silence. It feels like standing in your own shoes. It feels like breathing without holding your breath. That is how I live now, quietly.